Ladies and gentle gamers, welcome back to Be Determined. In today's video, I'm going to cover all of the gear progression for the foraging update. So we're just going to be covering armor, axes, equipment, and pets. So I have a separate video for Heart of the Forest. I'm trying to wait until I get Heart of the Forest 7 to show off the best trees and stuff, but that should be coming in the next couple days. So if you want to see that, make sure to drop a like on this video, smash the sub button if you haven't already, and let's jump into it. So a lot of people would normally just start the lumberjack questline by just punching the logs, but there's actually something you can do to make that a little easier to start off. If you head over to the lumberjack NPC over here by Bazaar, you can just grab some sticks and then head over to the NPC over here, the mine merchant, and buy a couple pieces of gold. And what we're gonna do is get our hands on a golden axe. And the reason we want this is because in vanilla Minecraft, golden axes are a lot faster at breaking things. So we're just gonna take that and then use our enchanting table, or you can just use the one over here, throw it in there, and put efficiency 5 on it. So now that we've got efficiency 5, that should help us break trees a lot faster. And it's also really good if you can get your hands on a haste 4 potion. That'll let you insta break the logs and just blow through these quest lines really quickly. They're in coal collection 3, so if you don't have that unlocked yet, you don't have to worry about it, but it will really help you get through these quest lines fast. But once you have that, you can start the lumberjacks quest line, go ahead and get through that. He'll give you the sweet axe, which is this thing right here, but you're honestly better off just using that gold axe that we just made until we get to the park and unlock a better axe later on. So after you've done this quest line, you'll unlock the park, and here you'll unlock a brand new quest line from Charlie and some other NPCs, and they'll unlock your first set of foraging armor, the mole hat, Kelly's t-shirt, Charlie's trousers, and Melody's shoes. They only give 6 foraging fortune a piece, but that's the best you're going to get until you unlock the Galatia Island, which requires foraging level 12. So you'll be running this until we get to that. Now you will be able to unlock an upgrade for this golden axe really quickly though, which will be right here in the spruce log collection. All you need is spruce log level 2, and you'll be able to unlock the Spruce Axe, which gives a pretty solid amount of foraging fortune and a little bit of sweep, plus some extra foraging fortune while you're in the park. The recipe is really cheap. You just need a stack and a half of spruce logs and a couple of sticks. So make sure to get this as soon as you can. And once you have that, we're going to upgrade to the Treecapitator, which is in the jungle log collection at level 7. So you'll need 5k collection to unlock this, and it's an upgrade of your spruce axe. So whatever enchants and stuff you decide to put on the axe will be kept when you upgrade to Treecapitator, but I don't recommend doing too much. It's pretty good as it is, and you'll upgrade from it pretty quickly as well. So just gather half a stack of enchanted jungle logs to upgrade your spruce axe to the Treecapitator, and then you can use that to grind whatever trees you like until you reach foraging level 12. One thing that can help you on the grind to unlock Galatia though is the Ocelot pet. Once you get them up to level 100, they unlock 30 foraging wisdom, which will really help you blast through the 12 level grind to unlock Galatia. Plus, they're pretty cheap, 4 million coins, so if you've got some money laying around and want to speed things up, this would help out with that. The other option at this point is the legendary monkey pet. It gives some extra foraging fortune, speed, and sweep while you're in the park, and the foraging fortune will carry over to when you're on Galatia as well. So it'll be very helpful for getting those legendary contests from Agatha, but it is a bit more expensive to get, and you'll upgrade from it to a pet later on, and it won't take too long to get to. So if you do decide to get a pet, I'd recommend getting the Ocelot instead of the monkey. Now you have a lot of quest lines to do here, which I have a separate video on those. The first thing you'll get from this island is from Swoop here. He's going to give you one of these seriously damaged axes, but as you can see, it has a little bit better sweep than the Treecapitator does, but I recommend sticking with your Treecapitator for now. You can even upgrade this to the decent axe if you want to, but this has less sweep and only 5 extra fortune compared to the Treecap, so probably better just to stick with the Treecap. But the other thing you'll get in this quest line is from David Hunterborough. He will give you his cloak, which when he first gives it to you will not be that strong, but as you get unique attributes throughout the hunting update, you'll unlock a ton of sweep, eventually getting it all the way to max. Mine is only 15 sweep off of max, and this is what I get from it. A total of 87 sweep on it, plus 55 foraging fortune and 5.5 foraging wisdom. So this thing is really nice. So make sure to unlock some unique attributes to get some extra sweep. Now once you're done with this quest line, if you look to the left, there will be an NPC right here in this building. Go and talk to them. You should already have one of these, but upgrading to this isn't really worth it, like we already discussed. But what is worth it is getting the Canopy Armor. So this is going to be your best armor set for a little bit. It doesn't give any fortune, unlike the other armor set, but it gives a bunch of sweep, which is really going to help with chopping trees a lot more than the Foraging Fortune. So it's a worthy upgrade, only about 500k to get the whole set. So I would go ahead and buy this as soon as you can. Once you've got that, you can start chopping down these fig trees, and that will unlock the Fig Log collection, which has some pretty helpful items in it. At 5,000 collection, you unlock the Fig Hue, which at its base is quite a bit worse than the Treecapitator, but it does upgrade very quickly, getting up to 20 more sweep, so a total of 27 sweep, plus the 20 Foraging Fortune. So I recommend grabbing this as soon as you get the collection for it. It's a pretty cheap upgrade, 30 enchanted fig logs and a couple of sticks, and even though it's going to be a nerf for you at the start, it's better to go ahead and start grinding this collection because we are going to upgrade this axe later on, and we want it to be really good already once we get to that point. And that point will be at 25,000 fig log collection, where you unlock the Figstone Splitter. So this splitter is an upgrade of the hue, so it will keep the collection, and it only costs 4 fig stones, which right now it's about 4 million coins. I expect it'll go down with time, but it gets a bunch more sweep and a good chunk of Foraging Fortune. However, do notice that the ability amount that you gain is a little bit different. So with the Fig Hue right here, you get a sweep every 2,000 logs, and with the Figstone Splitter, it takes 10,000. So getting the upgrades for this Fig Hue are really easy compared to the Figstone Splitter. It still doesn't take long to max out one of these, but it's good to have that head start from using the Fig Hue ahead of time so that you already have a decent amount of the collections done by the time you upgrade to the splitter. After you've done that, the next thing you'll unlock in this line is at 100,000 Fig Log collection, the Fig Armor. So this armor set is the same as Canopy Armor, but it has 30 extra Foraging Fortune per piece, so a total of 120 extra Foraging Fortune. It does cost a lot of Fig Stones though. So the whole set altogether will be 24 Fig Stones, so at the moment that's going to be about 24 million coins. Again, hopefully the price will die down in the future, but this is the top of the line Fig Armor, so I highly recommend getting this once you can afford it. But the next items are going to be a lot more expensive. They're from Mangrove collection. The first piece is the Mangrove Locket. You unlock it at 2,500 Mangrove collection. It gives 5 Foraging Fortune and 1 sweep. This is currently the only locket in the game that is for foraging, and it's pretty cheap. Only 20 enchanted mangrove logs and 32 sea loomies, so it doesn't take long to get. The next piece is the Mangrove Vine. You unlock it at 5,000 collection. It costs a little bit more than the last one, but still not too expensive, and it gives the same stats. However, the last item in the line costs a lot more. You unlock it at 100,000 Mangrove collection, the Mangrove Grippers, and these guys also get the same stats, but they cost 6 enchanted sea loomies and 6 mancores, which makes it the most expensive armor piece by far. Very minimal upgrade right now, so I wouldn't recommend going for this one unless you're going to be foraging for a very long time. But now that we have all of the best items, let's talk about how to upgrade them. First things first, we have the Figstone Splitter right here, and there's so much stuff it literally falls off the screen. But as of me recording this, there's only 3 regular enchantments that are really worth going for. The first of which is Absorb. This is the equivalent to Compact on a drill or something. It's from the bit shop, and it gives you extra Foraging Wisdom and Foraging Fortune based on how many logs you've chopped down with the axe while it has this enchant on it. So it's a good idea to go ahead and get this once you've upgraded to the Fig Hue, but if you don't have the money for it, it can wait as well. But if you can afford it, highly recommend getting this as early as you can. You can also put efficiency on it. I'm not sure if it actually really helps or not, but it can't hurt, and it's basically free, so might as well get this one. I believe you can also put Silexes on it. The next thing that's okay to go for is Arcane 5. So it grants extra damage to creatures on Galatia. You wouldn't think that you would really use this axe for killing creatures, but generally if you're hunting something and you want to one-shot it instead of actually hunting it, you're just killing it for bestiary, or you're grinding sea creatures, you're going to want some extra damage, so this can actually really help with your sea creature grind. So I highly recommend getting that. It's a super cheap enchant as well. It drops from killing the chill shots or the strays around the island, so it's a good idea to go for it. But other than those enchants, there are 2 options for ultimate enchants. Well, there's more than that, but only 2 good options. The first is Missile, which basically just increases your sweep whenever you use your throwing axe. Normally, when you throw the axe, you lose half of the sweep on it, but this reduces that penalty by 50%, so you only lose like 25% of the sweep on it. However, at the time that I'm recording this, a lot of times the axe will just go through blocks whenever you throw it, so if that gets fixed in the future, Missile might actually be worth it, but it's so inconsistent right now, I don't really recommend going for it, which leaves the only other option, First Impression. So First Impression grants extra sweep on melee breaks, and your first melee break on a tree gives you 10 sweep. So it's not a ton of sweep, but it's a pretty cheap upgrade to get, and at the moment I'd say it's reasonably better than Missile. So unless Missile gets fixed pretty soon, this one's probably going to be top dog for a while. The other upgrades you can do, of course, include perfect gemstones. So citrine gives a little bit of extra fortune on here. On a legendary axe, each perfect gives 8 fortune. So it's a little expensive, 30 million coins for 16 total fortune. So you don't want to go all the way for a perfect. Flawless or fine gemstones will do all right. But seeing as this is going to be the maxed out axe in the game, it's okay to go all out on it. You can also, of course, recombobulate this thing, but I would recommend to get some good reforges on it first. The best reforge right now is the Moonglade Jewel. This is from Agatha's shop. It costs, I believe it's 50 Agatha's coupons to get this, so not super expensive, and it gives 12 Foraging Fortune and 5 Foraging Wisdom, making it better than the other option, Toil, which gives 5 Foraging Wisdom. Now, it does give strength and crit damage, but generally, when you're focusing on this axe, you're really going to want to focus on the foraging stats more than the hunting / bestiary side of things, so recommend going with Moonglade. You can also apply boosters to it, so there's an NPC on the island that sells the Foraging Fortune booster, so that'll just give you a little bit of extra Foraging Fortune. You can also drop Foraging Wisdom boosters and Sweep boosters from tree gifts. So if you just chop down trees for a little bit, you'll drop plenty of these, so make sure to throw one on there. They're pretty cheap. At the moment, the luck booster is unobtainable, so when they add this in the future, I'm sure it'll be good to go for, but until then, the only other option besides the 3 we've talked about already is the fighting booster. These do all stack, by the way, so you can have all 4 of them on at the same time, and once they unlock the luck booster, you'll be able to have all 5 all at once. So you don't have to choose one, you can have them all at the same time. But you can get the fighting booster from Agatha's shop for 100 coupons. It'll increase your damage against foraging island creatures, so if you're wanting to do sea creatures or bestiaries again, this will be a good one to go for, but as far as your main foraging stats, it doesn't really help. You can actually also star the splitter, so if you want to do this, you can do it with the hex, or just warp over to the dungeon hub, and you can talk to the blacksmith right here, go to essence crafting, and upgrade items right here on the right, and then you can throw it in here and upgrade it. Now, as far as the armor sets, they do each have a citrine slot, so you can put a perfect citrine on there, but there is also an enchant that you can get, Forest Pledge, which is also from Agatha's shop. You can buy it for 30 coupons for Forest Pledge 3, so you have to buy 4 of them to get Forest Pledge 5 on 1 piece of armor. So a total of 120 coupons per piece. It's a little expensive, but once it's maxed, it does give 10 Foraging Fortune per piece, so thing is, it's the maxed armor set in the game, I'd say it's worth going for. There's also a Reforge, Groovy, that you can get, which is from the Mangrove gem inside of the Mangrove collection. It costs 2 stacks and 16 of enchanted Mangrove logs to make one of these. You'll need 4 of them to max out the whole armor set, but after you've done that, you can also pop a Recom on here to get some extra stats from the Reforge. And these guys can also have the boosters applied to them as well, so make sure to get all of the good boosters here as well. And that goes for every single armor piece. All those upgrades I just said go for every armor piece. You can also get some extra enchants on the boots. Recommend getting Depth Strider, that'll help out, and if you struggle with speed, getting Sugar Rush is nice, and if you're going to hunt axolotls in this set, Stealth is also good. Finally, we have the equipment set, so you can see mine is Recoms. You don't actually have to do that. The only thing you got to do with this set is boosters, because there is no Reforge at the moment for foraging equipment, so if that gets added, it'll be worth it to recom it and of course apply that Reforge on there, but until then, all you need on these pieces is boosters. And that leaves 2 more things that we got to talk about. The last 2 foraging pets in the game. The first, of course, is the frog pet, but honestly, this guy's not worth using until you get him up to epic rarity. You can see his base stats don't give any foraging stats, just speed and strength, and his first ability is Hunting Enjoyer, which doesn't really help you with foraging. It's good for hunting, but doesn't help you with foraging. And he doesn't get the second stat until he's upgraded to epic rarity, where he'll give you some extra foraging fortune for every 20 seconds when you've jumped. And once he's at legendary, he'll give you even more foraging fortune based on every other frog pet that's on the island currently. You'll unlock his epic rarity once you've gotten to Agatha's milestone level 4, which takes a little bit of time. So again, if you want a good foraging fortune pet before then, you can go for a monkey pet, but like I said earlier, I recommend just sticking with Ocelot until you unlock this guy. It'll help you get your foraging levels up in the meantime. And again, the monkey pet isn't that great for how much he costs. And something else that isn't that great for how much he costs is the Jade Dragon. Right now, a level 1 is going for over 800 million coins, but this is the level 200. He gives 50 foraging fortune at base, 15 Foraging Fortune and 4 Sweep for every digit in your Mangrove collection, up to 10 million. So that's a total of like 32 Sweep and 120 Foraging Fortune. He'll also give you 1 Foraging Fortune per 5 Sweep, increase your total Sweep by 0.1% for every maxed out attribute you unlock. So seeing there's a total of 174 or 178 attributes in the game right now, this will give you like 17% more Sweep, and also 4 Foraging Fortune for every other unique max foraging pet that you own. So there's a total of 5 other pets, I believe. So that's just 20 extra Foraging Fortune. Don't get me wrong, he's a really good pet. However, at the moment, foraging doesn't really make that much money. So the money that you spend on getting this pet up to level 200, you're not going to see it back until they add another foraging update that hopefully makes a bit more money. So unless you're really going for skyblock levels, or you just are a collection grinder or something like that, it's really not worth going for right now. Maybe one day soon that'll change, but for right now, he's really not worth it for most people. But just in case you're one of those people that he's actually worth going for, I'll show you how to get him. Once you get to Agatha Milestone 5, which requires quite a few coupons, I think it's 100 legendary contests worth of coupons, you'll unlock the shiniest inside of her shop. Basically, when you get legendary in one of her contests, you have a, I believe it's 20% chance to drop one of these Starland prizes. So you just need 20 of those to unlock this shiniest. So you'll need this for the Jade Dragon. You'll also need 100 main cores and 100 Figstones, and also 500 million coins and a decent amount of pressure resistance and respiration if you're going to buy it from the NPC himself. Of course, if you're not an Iron Man player, you can just buy it on the auction house and skip all of this. But if you want to do it the cool way, you're going to need probably at least a diver's armor set. I have abyssal gear here, but diver's armor with a legendary flying fish pet should do the trick. And then you're going to just dive down into the water, go to this section that has Endstone, and just swim all the way down this spiral as far as you can possibly go. And once you're all the way down, you'll get to this area where the Jade Dragon is. You can just click on one of these eggs, and then you can buy it right here for, like I said, 500 million coins, a shiniest, 100 Figstones, and 100 main cores. But that is all the foraging gear currently in the game and all the upgrades you can do to it. So hopefully that helped you guys out. If you have any questions, make sure to drop a comment down below. I try my best to answer everything that I know the answer to. But as always, thank you so much for watching to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have an amazing rest of your day, and God bless.